Every morning, before we even get out of bed, many of us reach for our phones. We open TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or X within seconds. Hundreds of videos, news reports, ads, and opinions flood our screen. It feels natural. It feels harmless. But have we ever stopped to ask, who decides what we see? And more importantly, how does it change how we think? Social media has become one of modern society's most powerful forces. It is no longer just a communication tool. It shapes how we learn, understand reality, judge right from wrong, define ourselves, and even how societies form political beliefs. Once, information passed through journalists, editors, and professional institutions. Today, anyone with a smartphone can be a publisher. Truth travels faster than ever, but false information travels just as fast. A misleading headline, edited video, or AI-generated image can reach millions in hours. Few users verify, accepting content because it is popular, emotional, or repeatedly shared. Gradually, the line between truth and misinformation blurs. This is no longer just a social problem, it is increasingly a legal one. When harmful falsehoods spread through automated recommendation systems, governments must ask, should platforms be legally responsible? The debate isn't just about what people post, it's about who controls what we see. As our dependence on social media increases, something else quietly happens. The platforms begin to learn about us. Every video we watch, every post we like, every comment we leave. All of these actions are recorded and analyzed by algorithms. These algorithms are designed to keep us engaged for as long as possible. They continuously recommend content that matches our interests and beliefs. At first, this seems convenient. However, over time, we become trapped inside invisible information bubbles. We hear opinions that agree with us. We see content that reinforces our existing beliefs. Opposing viewpoints slowly disappear from our screens. Without realizing it, our understanding of reality becomes narrower and more polarized. At the same time, algorithms do more than shape our opinions. They also shape our identities. Every recommendation, advertisement, and personalized feed is built from vast amounts of personal data. As platforms collect information about our behavior, interests, and relationships, important legal questions emerge. Who owns this data? Who controls it? And how much influence should technology companies have over the construction of our digital identities? Yet the problem goes even deeper. When algorithms decide what billions of people see every day, an important legal question emerges. Should social media companies remain neutral platforms? Or should they be held responsible for the consequences of the systems they create? Around the world, governments are increasingly introducing regulations to address misinformation, algorithmic manipulation, and platform accountability. The debate is no longer simply about technology. It is about responsibility, transparency, and the protection of democratic society in the digital age. Yet social media does not only shape our thoughts, it also shapes how we see ourselves. Every day, millions of users carefully select photos, edit videos, and present ideal versions of their lives online. Success is displayed, beauty is displayed, luxury is displayed. Failures, insecurities, and struggles often remain hidden. As a result, social media creates a world where everyone appears happier, richer, and more successful than they really are. For many users, especially young people, this creates constant comparison. People begin measuring their worth through likes, followers, and comments. The online self slowly becomes more important than the real self. This raises a deeper philosophical question. If our identity depends on how strangers perceive us online, are we still living authentically? Or are we simply performing for an audience? But digital identity is not only a philosophical issue, it is also becoming an important legal issue. Fake accounts, identity theft, deepfake impersonation, and the unauthorized use of personal images have become increasingly common. As more of our lives move online, protecting digital identity is becoming as important as protecting physical identity. Many governments have introduced privacy and data protection laws to safeguard personal information. Yet rapid advances in artificial intelligence continue to challenge existing legal frameworks. The question is no longer whether our identities exist online. The question is whether the law can protect them. Yet, identity protection is only part of the challenge. As social media shapes human behavior, a key legal question arises. Do tech firms owe users a duty of care? If platform design fuels addiction, anxiety, and self-harm, should platforms take legal blame for harms from their systems, instead of leaving all liability to users? These platforms reshape our values. They constantly define attractiveness, success, and desire via influencers' perfect lifestyles, endless ads, and attention-seeking algorithms. Slowly, many chase online praise over real personal growth. Worse still, mass usage reshapes whole communities, cultures, and societies. Internet anonymity also fuels cyberbullying, hate speech, and online abuse, leaving victims with severe anxiety, depression, and isolation. For these reasons, legal experts insist social media companies, particularly toward young users, must bear duty of care when their design causes mental damage. With governments studying links between platform design and mental health, this has grown into one of the defining legal disputes of the digital age. What happens online does not remain online. Digital actions have real human consequences. As social media changes individuals, it also changes society. Once platforms begin shaping communities, the issue is no longer only personal. It becomes connected to governance, democracy, political influence, social division, and cultural power. Governments must balance freedom of expression with public safety. 1. Constitutional order. 2. Little regulation allows misinformation, hate speech, and extremism to spread, while too much regulation may become censorship or abuse of power. This is now a major legal challenge. Social media has changed democracy. It allows citizens and activists to join public discussions, organize movements, and challenge injustice. However, it can also spread propaganda, extremism, and misinformation. Algorithms often promote emotional and controversial content, so extreme messages spread faster than rational discussions. The 2019 Christchurch mock attack showed this danger. The attack was live-streamed, and violent content spread globally within minutes. It raised debates about platform accountability and content moderation. The TNet analytic data also showed how personal data could be used to influence voters, raising concerns about privacy, manipulation, and digital power. Therefore, social media no longer merely reflects society. It actively shapes beliefs, political opinions, and public understandings. When people repeatedly see one-sided content, society becomes more divided, trust declines, and different groups may live in separate information worlds. Beyond politics, social media also transforms culture. Most major platforms are owned by Western corporations, and their algorithms influence global users' language, beauty standards, consumer habits, values, and identities. Scholars call this digital colonialism. Unlike traditional colonialism, it works through data, algorithms, and cultural dominance. As global digital culture expands, local traditions and identities may weaken. Therefore, the key challenge is whether cultural identity and democratic values and independent thinking can survive in a world shaped by global digital platforms. Privacy, freedom of expression, personal data, digital identity, algorithmic transparency. The future of social media is therefore not merely a technological question. The decisions made by lawmakers, courts, and technology companies today will determine how fundamental rights are protected in the digital society of tomorrow. These are no longer merely technological concerns. They have become fundamental human rights issues. As digital technologies continue to evolve, societies must decide how these rights can be protected while still encouraging innovation and open communication. Governments around the world are introducing laws to address misinformation, privacy violations, cybercrime, hate speech, and online harassment. At the same time, lawmakers must protect freedom of expression and democratic rights. This creates a delicate balance. Too little regulation allows harmful content to flourish. Too much regulation risks censorship and abuse of power. The solution cannot come from governments alone. Users must develop stronger critical thinking skills and learn to verify information before sharing it. Schools and universities must strengthen digital literacy education. Technology companies must improve transparency, privacy protection, and content moderation. At the same time, lawmakers must create regulations that protect citizens from harm without undermining freedom of expression. Only through shared responsibility can a healthier digital environment be created. Therefore, the future of social media governance requires cooperation between governments, technology companies, educational institutions, and users themselves. So tomorrow morning, before we reach for our phones once again, perhaps we should ask ourselves, are we controlling the technology, or is the technology controlling us? Because the greatest challenge of the digital age is not technology itself, it is whether human values, critical thinking, legal protections, and ethical responsibility can remain stronger than the algorithms that increasingly shape our lives. The future of society may not be determined by the screens we hold in our hands, it may be determined by whether we remain capable of thinking independently while using them.